Angel Reese was like, she was giving me flashbacks, okay? I kept getting nightmares from last year, 2024 WNBA season, towards the end of the regular season, when Angel Reese had that hairline injury, fracture injury, whatever, to her wrist, okay? And she actually had to go to surgery, and it prematurely ended her career that season. She had to sit out for the rest of the remaining season, okay? And she kept on grabbing at her wrist.
Angel Reese's face told the story as she left the court, fear in her eyes, holding the same wrist that ended her season last year. Sitting on the bench, it wasn't just the pain. It was the fear of history repeating itself. Last season's injury led to surgery, and now it's happening again, just weeks before the WNBA season. The timing couldn't be worse. With women's basketball finally gaining the recognition it deserves, this setback sends shockwaves through the league.
To go to surgery, and it prematurely ended her career that season. She had to sit out for the rest of the remaining season, okay? And she kept on grabbing at her wrist, and you could tell that she was in pain.
Last season, a minor wrist issue turned into a serious hairline fracture, requiring surgery and cutting short her rookie year. Now, it's happening again. During an unrivaled league game, cameras caught Angel Reese clutching her wrist, wincing with each move. Despite the pain, she kept pushing, attempting layups as the fear of another setback loomed. It felt like déjà vu, a painful reminder of the injury that once sidelined her, unfolding all over again.
And Angel Reese, after injuring her wrist last season, getting surgery on her injured wrist, has now injured her wrist again and looked in severe pain in the Rose win in Unrivaled.
She adjusted her game early on, grimacing after contact, changing her shooting form, and trying to protect her wrist while staying competitive. Her body language spoke volumes. Something was clearly wrong, and the fear of another injury loomed over her.
She kept on grabbing at her wrist, and you could tell that she was in pain. She was doing this in the first quarter of tonight's Unrivaled League game. She was still moving and grooving, trying to make them layups. Again, she was doing her layups, okay? She had energy like the Energizer Bunny. Again, it was very apparent that she was in pain due to her wrist.
The frustrating part? When Reese first injured her wrist last season, some critics accused her of faking it and questioned her toughness. Medical tests proved them wrong. It was a hairline fracture requiring surgery. Now, as she fights through the pain again, those same doubters are silent, their skepticism crushed by the harsh reality of her injury.
She had got sat down, but I believe in the second to third quarter, she came back and was playing some more, and then finally after that, she just decided to rest the rest of the game.
The breaking point came in the third quarter. After pushing through the pain, Reese finally had to stop. She couldn't go on. For a fierce competitor like her, that decision wasn't easy, showing just how serious the injury really was.
I just remember during the year when Angel Reese landed on her wrist, and then you can see her just kind of doing this, trying to get in and playing, and then it was oh, she faked a wrist injury, it wasn't real, and it's you can literally see where it happened in the game.
Once Reese sat on the bench, the emotional toll was clear. Cameras showed her fighting back tears, shifting between frustration and despair. This wasn't just about missing a game. She knew it could impact her future. The injury affects the same wrist that previously required surgery, raising concerns about a recurring issue. When the same area breaks down twice, it signals potential long-term instability. Medical experts warn that re-injuries often take longer to heal and can lead to chronic issues, threatening the longevity of a player's career.
But there literally was footage of her on the bench holding her wrist in pain and looking almost angry. Look, people thought from looking at it that she was crying, and it's oh no. And the last thing you want is another another wrist injury from one after getting surgery.
Team Rose dominated Team Vinyl 74-46, but the win barely made headlines. While one of the season's biggest blowouts unfolded, the focus shifted to the sidelines. With their star player in visible distress, the score suddenly didn't matter. It was all about her health and future.
The Rose have been doing very well.
The stats tell a story worth noting. Team Rose shot an impressive 44.8% from the field, sinking 30 of 67 attempts. Their three-point shooting was even better, hitting 9 of 19 for a 47.4% success rate, numbers that usually dominate post-game talk. In contrast, Team Vinyl had a disastrous night. They failed to make a single three-pointer, going 0-for-13 from beyond the arc. Their overall shooting was abysmal, making just 18 of 57 attempts for a rough 31.6%. A professional team scoring under 50 points in a full game is rare and usually makes headlines.
Goals, okay? Field goals made. So Team Vinyl, guys, they were 18 for 57, whereas Team Rose were 30 for 67. And then for three-pointers, this is really bad. Okay, Team Vinyl, again, they got some good pieces. They got Ray Burrell. They got, what's the girl name? What's the little girl name? Don't tell me. They got Aaliyah Boston, okay? They were horrible, okay, at shooting if you just look at the score. So for three-pointers, they were 0 for 13. They didn't make none of their three-point attempts.
Chelsea Gray showed why she's one of the most clutch players in women's basketball. Her sixth game-winning shot of the unrivaled season deserved headlines. With Gray's elite playmaking and strong rebounding, Team Rose controlled the boards 41-38, delivering a dominant performance that highlighted their clear edge.
Brittany Sykes and Chelsea Gray, they really made a huge difference and impact in this game again, guys. This is Chelsea Gray's sixth time hitting the game-winning shot in this current unrivaled league season. Again, it was an amazing game, an exciting game. Shout out to everybody, okay, that was out there moving and grooving on Team Rose.
Did you notice the bench reactions as the lead widened? The usual energy was gone. No high fives, no chatter, no excitement. Even after Chelsea's incredible play, the mood felt tense and cold, like the sudden chill of a once-heated arena. The shift was impossible to ignore.
Sorry, the Vinyl stink. The Vinyl stink. They're so bad. Like, with or without Enrique, like, I predicted them to be my freaking winners. They were my predicted winners.
The cameras kept cutting away from the action, capturing the off-court tension. Team Rose's coaching staff huddled in serious discussion while teammates exchanged nervous glances. Medical staff moved quickly, and despite holding a dominant 30-point lead, the arena felt strangely quiet. Basketball thrives on energy, but this game felt more like a library. On the court, Team Rose played with precision, dominating Team Vinyl with flawless execution. But the real story unfolded on the bench. Players struggled to stay focused, constantly glancing at their injured teammate. What should have been a celebration of dominance turned into collective concern. Their impressive stats became secondary as post-game interviews focused solely on the health of their sidelined star.
The season's 2 months away. If it ends up being another injury, maybe not one that requires surgery, but another serious wrist injury, you're looking now at, I don't know, going into, say, May, June, for her to come back. And sorry, that first game of the season becomes significantly less relevant if Angel Reese is not there.
Behind the worried faces on Team Rose's bench is a harsh reality. Female athletes face different injury risks than male players. With the WNBA season starting on May 16th, Angel Reese's injury highlights a tough truth. The non-stop grind of year-round basketball might be wearing down these athletes' bodies before their careers even have a chance to thrive.
Sad thing again to see any player getting injured. And look, and I get it. There are horrible people everywhere that probably want to watch Angel Reese getting hurt or see her like in agony on the bench and claim it's a faked injury, and I don't know some of the mad stuff.
The unrivaled league was designed to help WNBA players stay sharp and visible during the off-season. Players gain extra court time, fans enjoy more basketball, and everyone supposedly benefits. But the system has flaws. These athletes aren't just playing for fun. They rely on these leagues for income and exposure. The financial realities of women's basketball push them to compete, even when injury risks are high. For Angel Reese, sitting out means losing both income and relevance. When your career depends on staying visible, saying no isn't really an option.
Angel is all right. Again, the WNBA season, the tip-off, guys, put it in your calendar, is May 16th, okay? I get out of here, okay? I will be skilled bridging out of the military May 19th, okay? We got a lot of things to do come May. We cannot afford to have Angel Reese sitting out in this upcoming season due to another injury.
The physical toll is severe. Women's bodies, like overworked machines, break down under non-stop basketball schedules. Without proper recovery, athletes push themselves to the limit. Female players face greater injury risks, especially around joints with less muscle support. This biological reality, combined with year-round play, increases the chances of career-threatening injuries.
Again, I'm all for Unrivaled League. I've enjoyed it thus far. Again, Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, shout out to them for giving us this league. But again, this is just what we fear, okay, when it comes to us as spectators and fans of these athletes, the women in the sport.
What's alarming is the coaching decisions that overlook player health. Why did coach Noel Quinn keep Angel Reese on the court despite clear signs of discomfort, especially with her known wrist injury? With the WNBA season nearing, one exhibition game could cost her an entire year of progress. This issue isn't new in women's basketball. Players rely on leagues like Unrivaled for exposure and income, but each extra minute on the court increases the risk of injury. A promising rookie might secure visibility and a paycheck today, but at what cost to her WNBA season, and potentially her career, tomorrow?
Off season, that's the time to rest, strength, train, go through proper conditionings, get your mind right, meditate, spiritual, physical health, etc., your mental health, and also keep up with your diet and stuff.
What we're seeing is a risky trade-off between short-term gain and long-term career health. Angel Reese reflects this dilemma, a rising star risking her WNBA future for off-season play. The impact extends beyond players, affecting the league and its fans. How many careers will end early before the system changes?
Playing basketball, again, women's bodies is not the same. I know y'all gonna be like, well, the NBA season is longer. Listen, women don't have as much muscle. They even say, like, female athletes, female basketball players in specific, we are more, or not we, but they are more prone to, like, male basketball players of tearing the ACL because we don't have as much muscle around our kneecaps, okay, to, like, prevent, us tearing our ACL. So, again, this is like, it's unfortunate to see the damage that's going on with these young women and to their bodies because they're playing basketball at this point all year long, rather.
Angel Reese's injury exposes a serious problem in women's basketball, one that's rarely addressed. The non-stop demands of year-round play, without enough recovery time, are putting female athletes at greater risk. Physiological differences make women more vulnerable to certain injuries, and Reese's visible pain should serve as a wake-up call for the league. While teams stay quiet and fans wait for updates, the bigger question remains: is increased exposure worth sacrificing athletes' futures? The pressure to stay visible and financially secure drives players to push through injuries, risking long-term damage. True success isn't just about winning titles, it's about building a sustainable league where players stay healthy and thrive. Record-breaking views mean nothing if the league's brightest stars can't last. Women's basketball needs its athletes strong, not just for seasons, but for careers.